Good morning. It's New Year's Day 2021. I'm here in my third floor sewing room at our beautiful reproduction Victorian home, and spontaneously I decided to make myself a New Year's sampler resolution stitching video, and I'd like to just show you what I have in progress and plan for the next few months, some of my new releases that are coming, and also other projects of other wonderful designers that I admire so much. So first of all, let me just share what I'm working on in no significant order here. I've several SALs, other designers, Stacy Nash being one of them. I'm working on this Maria Higginson 1897 sampler, and what caught my eye especially was the wonderful verse from the Bible about honoring thy mother and father. And I'm stitching this in the hopes that I can finish it as a birth sampler. I'll adapt it somewhat for another new grandchild that will be joining our family. We just heard on Christmas Day coming in July, so we're really excited about that. Speaking of birth samplers, excuse my reach, I have another imminent arrival of a baby boy, and this will be his birth sampler. It's an adaptation from Hands Across the Sea, Heather Jardine. And I'm going to stitch baby boy La Rochelle's name and birth date when that arrives at the end of January. Two new grandchildren we're looking forward to in 2021. Another long-term whip I've been working on is this lovely Mabel Toque project, which I started in August from Sassy Jack Stitchery. And this one I'm really hoping to finish very, very soon. It's absolutely beautiful, done on 40 count linen. And I absolutely love Quaker samplers. And I just have the bottom part to do. There's a lot of specialty stitches, lots of queen stitches. And my understanding is that Kimberly's going to release this to the public. It was part of a workshop in the summer, which is now available to the public sometime this coming 2021, very soon. Another SAL I'm working on, as so many of you are, is another beautiful collaboration by Hats with Traditional Stitches up in Canada, the lovely Anne Morrison. And so far I've done the December SAL portion. I'm using 46 count Old Sheep by X Jude Designs. It's a lovely cream. And the 103 Silks from Aversois. Access Commodities, I believe, puts them out. This is just really delightful to me. I love samplers, as you all know, but I've never actually used 103 or this high count linen of 45. I'm beginning to challenge myself a little bit more. During this past year, I've really stretched from typically stitching on 32 count linen to moving into 36, and then being encouraged by so many others who are using higher count linens and the beauty of their finished products. I have worked some projects so far on 40 count, and Anne Morrison will be my first attempt at 45, but it's amazing how much I'm able to see it, and I was a little concerned, but when you're using a beautiful linen that just works so well with applying of the needle and the silks, it's much more easier than I thought it would be, and it's really a delight. So I am going to show you now some of my new releases coming out for the new year for Cross Stitch Antiques. Now, these are my own samplers in my own personal collection, and I have a number of others to show you, but I won't do that in this video. As I mentioned, I'm in my sewing room. I am happy to be back in my little sewing room, which is on the third floor. One of our daughters moved back home with us for about 6 months, and she was living in here, but I've moved back in, and This is where I get to keep all my floss and my linens, and you can see my DMC case in the back, and an antique sewing cabinet, and an old sewing machine, and just a bunch of little homey things that I like to keep about me. But I will give you more of a tour of the third floor on my next video, because I previously did the first and second floor of our Victorian home. And this one is really just a stitching resolution video. So those were some of the things I'd like to complete, but I have a whole lot more over there in the corner, kitted up and just ready on the shelf for me to pull when I'm in the mood and when I have time permitting. But these next 1, 2, 3, 4 antique samplers I'm going to show you are ones that are already charted, pretty much except for the 4th, which is going to be my start this month. And these will be releasing once a month, potentially January, February, and March of 2021. So the first one I'm showing you is an antique sampler. It's called Jean Donaldson. And excuse the glare, but you can see it's a beautiful Scottish sampler with a lot of lovely reds and greens. And I was very blessed to acquire this just a few months ago, and it's dated 1826. Again, excuse the glare. But this one will be releasing this month, so please look for it at your favorite needlework shop or online on my website. Secondly, another new release is another beautiful antique sampler called May These Lines a Relic Prove. And some of you who follow me on Instagram or on my other social media might have seen previews of me charting this. This is fully charted, and it's absolutely beautiful sampler. I don't know who stitched it or where it came from. There's no name or date, but it's a stunning sampler, and I look forward to getting this out there in your hands as our February release from Cross Stitch Antiques. The third release is going to be the Floral Alphabet Sampler, another absolutely lovely antique sampler stitched on wool with wool threads, and delightful colors of beautiful greens and reds and roses. And this will be our March release from Cross Stitch Antiques. Now I'm going to preview an acquisition that I'm so honored and thrilled and privileged to have received as a gift from my husband this Christmas. This is a historic sampler that was stitched in Ireland, and it's a Mount Mellick Quaker Irish sampler dating to 1789. This is the first time I've ever acquired such a historic, rare sampler, and you might know that I'm 100% Irish. I just received my dual Irish citizenship in February through my grandfather, who was born in Ireland, as were many of my descendants on both sides of my ancestry. So anything Irish really appeals to me. The tour I gave showed our parlor with many beautiful Irish homewares and samplers I've stitched previously, honoring my heritage, and furniture from my parents and grandparents. So I'm so honored really to be the steward of this incredible, rare Mount Mellick Quaker Irish sampler, stitched by a young girl named Elizabeth Martin. Let me show you the sampler, and then I will tell you a little bit about Elizabeth. And like I said, this will be my January resolution. I'm going to start charting it probably Monday of this coming week, and hopefully we'll be releasing it in May of this coming year, 2021. So again, pardon the glare, but this is Elizabeth Martin, 1789. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful sampler. Can you imagine this sampler is, excuse my math, but 260 years old, I believe? going on maybe 270 years old. As I hold this up, I'll just tell you a little bit about Elizabeth Martin. Her parents were the first governor and directors of the school in Mount Mellick, Ireland, which is near Kildare. Part of their pay was to educate their children there, and samplers were part of what the children were learning. The sampler was most likely stitched in 1789, as it was the year the family left the school, and so it would have been stitched before Elizabeth left the school as part of the curriculum taught there in Ireland. Again, I'm so honored to have this treasure, and I am even more honored to be able to reproduce it for all of you to enjoy. So that was short and sweet, but a lot of work ahead, and I treasure those moments I have with my needle, and I really truly hope that all of you will be blessed with time and joy and peace in this new year with your needle, with your family, enjoying what really matters in life, the simple things. God bless you.